And everyone, welcome to another episode of Daily Energy. The day is Ari Janu Nina de Thurs. It is the ninth day of January 2025. The day's energy is going to bring in, once again, a bit of humanitarian energy. It's going to bring in acts of service. It's also going to highlight policing. It's going to highlight leadership. So we're going to see a lot more leaders stepping up, okay? But make sure that if you're out and about, you're following the laws and you're staying safe. Slow is the way to go in the snow. All right. The day urges one to strive, act, and think fast. Many will aim for the top and are willing to do anything to get there. They will refuse anything but the best and may lose their temper for less than perfect. They demand answers and high standards. This may cause people to take matters in their own hands and will give in the rise to both criminals and heroes. It will be energetically a difficult day to relax and switch off. Reminders will be given of times of overcoming of obstacles and difficulties. Sometimes this energy can be ruthless, as it will let nothing or no one get in the way of its progress. It will surely upset friends and make enemies. People get angry as they try to discover alternative ways to deal with their frustration. At the day's best, it will be ambitious and resilient. At the day's worst, it will be ruthless, mistrustful, reckless, and forceful. Okay. Today, what's been stuck in my head is that Boys to Men song, Down on Bended Knees. Can we go back to the day our love was strong? Can you tell me how a perfect love goes wrong? Can somebody tell me how to get back to the way it used to be? Oh God, give me the reason. I'm down on bended knees. That's the song that was stuck in my head this morning. And so it leads me to think that more people are crying out to God and saying, God, why is this happening to me? God, where are you right now? I can't find you. I called you and it seems like you're not answering me. Why are you doing this to me? Why are you taking everything from me? And this is what leads to the frustration. Because sometimes when you're in the midst of it, it seems as though God is not answering you. But it's only because you're going through so much pain that you cannot hear God answering you. God is indeed answering you. Okay? He's indeed answering you. And take this from someone who has been through some of the worst things someone can possibly go through. I know what it's like. I might not know what it's like to be in your exact situation, because all circumstance, although similar, is unique. Situations as well. But I do know that all circumstance leads to opportunity. And all opportunity leads to your good. It leads to better if you let it lead to good and better. So I don't want you to look at the things that you're going through as a punishment from God. It is not a punishment from God. It is, for some, it's a reward from God for completing their assignment. I know you've lost your loved ones, and there are no words that I can say to you that's going to take the place of that. Some of you will go bitter. Some of you will go numb. Some of you will go cold. Some of you will go mute. Some of you will be harsh. Okay? That's that bitterness. You don't want to deal. But try your best. Try your best to overcome. That's what this energy today brings in. It brings in the overcomer. It brings in the hero that says, I'm going to strive for better no matter what it looks like, because overcoming is an essential ing. Remember I told you that? Overcoming is an essential ing. This is going to get you to your next stage in life if you let it. I hope that helps someone today. I hope that helps you get up from your woe is me. Do something about what you can do something about. Okay? It ain't over until God says it's over. Okay? It ain't over. All right, so sadness, condolence, remorse, and hugs. These are the daily predictions today of what we could see in the news, okay? Sadness, condolence, remorse, and hugs, okay? I'm spiritually hugging you right now because I know what it's like sometimes to feel like you got to do things by yourself and alone, okay? I know what it's like, okay? And so here's a spiritual hug for you, my friend. Okay? Hearts go out to you and your loved ones at this time. Brave actions and heroes is something we can expect to see in the news. Brave actions and heroes. Resources arrive. So here's a bit of hope. Okay, we're going to hear a bit more about hope. Water, pouring, and liquids. Okay, and this could have something to do with putting out some of the fires going on around the world. Accidents by crushing. Okay, there will be more accidents by crushing. So make sure you're paying attention to what's going on around you in your surroundings, and being cautious of where you step. Okay, as things get icy and slippery. Okay, as things get wet, icy, and slippery. Okay, I see a lot of sad images today that we're going to see in the news over the next 1 to 3 days as well. Celebrity or celebrities lose battle with breast cancer or some kind of cancer here coming in. More on women's issues as we saw yesterday. Prisons, jails, lockups and institutions. Something coming in about the prisons, the jails, and institutions. Prosecutions, accusations, accusing, capture, and taking to court. So a lot of police arrests, the police activities today. The police are going to be on the move today as they have to. You're going to see a lot more about politics. You're going to see a lot more about authorities and policing. You'll see more about that coming in the news over the next 1 to 3 days. Remember yesterday I was telling you about I was getting something about the Vatican and the Pope, and come to find out, President Biden was supposed to meet with the Pope yesterday, or he was supposed to meet with the Pope. I don't know when he was supposed to meet with the Pope, but he decided to not take that meeting and to stay back to address the issues with the fires that's going on in the world presently, specifically those that are going on in California. Okay, food storage, food shortage, simmer and boil. Okay. I'm getting something about a food shortage happening as different manufacturing companies end up being affected by the fire or something. More reports on warm weather foods, simmer and boil. So more boil accidents, more scalding accidents, more, what do you call it? More burns, okay? More burn accidents is what I'm seeing. More transitions in the spirit. We're going to hear more about transitions in the spirit as more people are awarded or rewarded for completing their assignments in this life, okay? This is what's going on. Your loved ones are completing their assignments when they have nothing left to do because they fulfilled their purpose. And sometimes their purpose was just to love on you and to raise you up. Okay. But they fulfilled their purpose. And now they are transitioning into spirit, which is an upgrade because they can go where they always wanted to go and do what they've always wanted to do. I had a client that asked me, she said, do you think my loved ones are watching over me? Do you think they're having fun? And I said, yes, baby, they are watching over you and they're having fun. I see somebody, an old lady knitting. I see somebody else reading a book. They are having fun. And also I saw one of her, it was her, I want to say it was her husband and her father were playing golf. Okay, at least this is what they were showing to me. Remember, I told you that when my father passed away, I got to travel with him and go up to what I would call heaven, and I got to see him enter the kingdom. Okay, and it was such a beautiful experience. I'm telling you, it's such a beautiful experience. It was so peaceful. He looked 30 years younger, friends. He looked 30 years younger. His skin was so like hydrated. He wasn't missing any. His teeth were white and perfect. His robe, he was wearing like a pearl looking robe, which that equals Saturn. It's not Saturn, Saturn. And he had a gold plate around his neck. It was a gold plate. And he was standing in a wheat field. And when he arrived, they gave him a hero's welcome. So my father was a warrior in the spirit, okay? My daddy, he was a warrior in the spirit. And I saw 3 women at the gate. And they were throwing grain. They were throwing grain at his feet. You see? They gave him a hero's welcome. So just imagine how your loved ones that have struggled so much in this world are now getting their hero's welcome. Those who have struggled so much because they were going through so much, battling cancer, feeling alone because some of you didn't even check up on them, being in nursing homes, and their job was done. They got to see you make it to your promise. They got to see you have your baby, some of you. They got some of them, they got to see their grandchildren being born. And some of them will be born as their grandchildren. You don't understand what I mean. Because when there's death, there's rebirth. Okay? When there's death, there's rebirth. Okay? When someone dies, someone is born. Okay? And in order for someone to be born, someone must die. You see that in the news over and over again. That is what they're communicating with you. And that's why I always tell you reincarnation is a real thing. Because if you have someone that's being born right after someone passes away, pay attention to this child, because this child is likely that child. This child is likely your loved one that just passed away. So they're going to have some similarities. They may be born as a male, or they may be born as a female, opposite of what they were. But their personalities will be quite the same, because it's energy. Okay, it's energy, and energy does not die. All right. So, so a harmful microorganism, insect, or flea mite, we'll hear more about that in the news. Something about some kind of bugs, maybe bed bugs or something, modifications for piercings or something. We'll hear something about that. More piercings. This could be like more freak accidents regarding involving sharp objects, spies, secret recordings, and phone taps. We may hear some more about that coming up in the news over the next 1 or 3 days. Nerve, something having to do with the nervous system, breakdowns. This could be a car or emotional breakdowns, errors, fault, people putting fault and blame on others because they're stressed and they don't know how to handle that frustration, remember, and defeat. All right. Frustrations, annoyance, anger, and displeasure, okay, is what we'll also be witnessing in the news. Okay. Hubs and centers being threatened. Okay. It's what I'm seeing. Hubs and center being threatened. This could be something that's happening with the fires, or the high winds and snows, but hubs and centers are being threatened. So we see more threats arising. Expressions of disgust, horror, and hesitation, questions and comments about progress. That's what we can expect to see in the news over the next 1 to 3 days. Again, I say hearts go out to you and your families at this time. I love you, my friend. Take care of yourself and each other's. Hearts go out. You get a heart, you get a heart, you get a heart. Hearts go out.